Hello, Dame. I would like to ask you, how many steps in the right direction was the last road trip for you, and how big turnaround for you after five straight losses at home are the 5 wins in 6 games on the road?
I think it was huge for us. Like I've been saying the last few games, not just the fact that we've been winning games. I think the way we've been winning, just playing together. We've had a presence defensively, and I just think the feeling and the around our team is just much better. You know, I think like I told Quick 2 games ago, it was, you know, behind the scenes we were like fighting to get better. You know, we were trying to find our way out and try to figure out ways to just be better and win games. And I think we're just having a kind of a breakthrough moment, a little bit of just things coming back. You know, we had our downs. You know, we had our low point, and we stuck with it. And you know, I think we just making our way back around. You know, things starting to come back in our favor, and we are doing all the things that give us a chance for that to happen, especially defensively. Just, you know, our communication, our presence on the ball, the activity. We've been rebounding better. We've just been much better on that end of the floor, and I think it's just really took the pressure off our offense, allowed us to, you know, play in more space, get in transition more often, more quality possessions on offense because we're not having as much pressure on it because our defense isn't struggling the way it was. And we just got to continue to build on it.
Casey Haldell, Trailblazers.com.
Dame, I just wanted to get your thoughts on having fans back in the arena for Friday's game, and I'm curious if you felt like your tweet had anything to do with it.
I'm super excited. You know, I think our record is much better on the road for a reason. You know, we come in these other buildings and just having that fan energy, you know, that real energy in the building, it feels like a competitive NBA game when the crowd is there, and it's fun. You know, it feels normal. You know, it's how the game is supposed to be played. And then we come home and it's just an empty, dead building. You know, it's a noticeable difference. Like you can feel it in, you know, each game that we played at home, and I think you can also see it. So I'm excited to have our fans back, especially. And when I tweeted it, I just saw a bunch of people. I saw a bunch of people jump in and just start. They took it to a different level than I thought they would. I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like everybody got fans and we don't. And it went where it went. So I guess mission accomplished.
Thanks, Dave.
Nick Krupke, Fox 12.
Yeah, Dame, along those lines, just the significance for a player, 1,900 fans or whatever, for these Final Four and hopefully beyond that, it means so much to just not have to bring your own juice to the game. You got somebody else there to help boost you up, man. What's the significance of a player to have that there?
No, it's extremely significant. It's especially with the kind of fans that we have. You know, we don't have cool fans. Like our fans care. They're gonna show up with their jerseys. They're gonna have a beer in their hand. They're gonna participate in everything on the big screen. You know, they care. They're a part of our team. You know, that's why a lot of players around the league will tell you, like, Portland is one of the most tough places to play because of just the energy in our building. And also just some of the places that we've gone, and before the game, we shooting around, and you know, I'll ask somebody that's working in the arena, like, how many people was in the building, and they'll be like, you know, 3,000 or 3,500 or 2,500, and it'll sound like such a small amount of people, but when the game starts, it's like based on, or when you compare with what we've had, you know, you can it's a major difference, you know, with just the energy in the building. So I think it'll be super significant because we haven't had anybody, and because of the kind of fans that we have. So I'm excited. Hopefully we can, you know, as we finish the regular season and get into the playoffs, increase, you know, the amount of people that we have in the building.
Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Dame, I asked CJ this the other night, but as you've gotten older and played more in this league, has your perception of what constitutes a successful season changed or evolved at all?
Yeah. I
How
think
so?
when I first got here, I just remember my rookie year where everybody was like, we gonna get in the playoffs this year. We gonna get in the playoffs. We getting out the first round. I just remember that being a big thing, like getting out the first round. So my first year, we didn't make the playoffs. And then the second year, when we got out the playoffs, I just remember after we beat the Rockets, like everybody on the team, we all got together and we was just like, and it took for like days later when we was getting on the plane to go to San Antonio, where I was like, that was just one round, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it just tells you how big of a deal that was, that, you know, even like when I was leaving the arena that night, just to see how the city was, you know, how live the city was, you wouldn't have known if we won the championship or we just won the series, because it was like, we got to get out of it. We got to get on to the second round. That was a big deal. And to me, I felt like we had a successful season coming off not being in the playoffs, not getting to the second round. Then the following year, it was disappointing because you get that taste of the second round. And obviously the next year, you think we're going to go further. And then the following year after that, we were rebuilding. So to me, it was like, let's still make the playoffs, even though we got a young team now. And we did that and got to the second round. So I was like, this was a good season for us. And then the following year, we wanted a little bit more and we didn't get it. So like, it's changed for me each year. And then after we made the Western Conference Finals, since then, to me, I'm looking at it like the finals. Because like to get that far and to be one of the final four teams playing, like that's you one step away, you know? So like ever since that year, it's like last season, I was like, man, you know, wasn't good enough. You know, it was more frustrating than it was like we fought our way and got in the playoffs, even though, you know, the whole bubble experience and the playing game, like we earned our way, but it wasn't, to me, it was no, I don't know, it was, to me, I felt like underachieving still because of the taste that we got of being in the Western Conference Finals. And this year, I feel the same way. Like, I'm not looking at it like, oh, we had injuries and all this stuff, let's make the playoffs. I'm always thinking like how I felt when we were one of the final four teams and how we can take it a step further. So I wouldn't say if we don't that it's a failure because so many things happen. You know, it's so many positives, so many things that have to go right for that to happen.
I guess I was asking more in the context of regular season. Like, okay, yeah, you guys had a horrible stretch this year, but like as CJ's always said, it doesn't matter. It matters if we win in May and June. Yeah. And like I think that's a pretty advanced perspective. And I'm wondering if your perspective has kind of evolved.
We talk about
recently.
It. I cared a lot more, in the regular season, like night to night. Like we might go to Detroit in game 45 and I'd be like pissed off after the game. So like now it's like I'm looking at it like, how are we playing as a team? Where are we as a team? And I'm playing well at the right time matters, so I guess it has changed to answer your question, now that you gave me that example.
All right. Thanks, Dame. We're going to wrap there and get you guys